Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Allison Kay and I am going to get into the TTC tag. So I have a sweatshirt on, but I want it to look like I don't. So I'm just wearing my black top. But if you see it, I'm already going to go ahead and break the fourth wall. Not really, but anyway, and have that there. So I am doing the TTC tag today, and I used a planner to write down the questions because I film on my phone, so I can't look at my phone while I'm, anyway. But yeah, so I wanted to give more of an introduction, but the first question kind of helps me do that. So there are 11 questions on this tag from what I found on one video. If there are other versions out there, let me know. I can do those as well. But this one, the first question is, what is your name and how old are you? My name is Allison, and I go by Allison usually, but my channel here is Allison K. You can call me that too. And I am 22 years old. This kind of gets into it, but not really. Well, how long have you been trying to conceive is question number 4. I'll get to that later, but I just want to say I started trying to conceive last year when I was 21. So I know it's kind of young, but I got married at 19, and so, you know, it's different for everyone. So anyway, number 2, what is your relationship status? My relationship status is married. Once again, got married at 19, so ignore that my nails are natural, or don't ignore it because I don't really care. But yeah, married. So anyway, the third question is, what is your partner's name and age? So my husband's name is Luke, and he is 25 years old. And so yeah, we've been married for almost 3 years now, and loving it. And I love him, and that's just a little bit about us. Oh, wow, my voice. I know that I look like I'm 12 too in this video. This headband isn't helping me look any older. I got it at the Target kids section. So anyway, number 4, once again, how long have you been trying to conceive? And so we started trying January. We actually decided on New Year's Eve, so December 31st of 2017. But we started trying January of 2018, and we tried for 11 months and we got pregnant, and then I had a miscarriage. And so I've known since then that I probably shouldn't try. We're waiting to find out if I had a bicornuate uterus or a septate uterus. I'll get into this with another question. But anyway, so because we didn't know what exactly was going on in my body, we couldn't try safely without risking another miscarriage. And I just did not want to go through that pain again of a miscarriage. So we actually haven't been able to try for the past 4 months now, almost 5 months. Yeah, probably 5 months. And I'm about to have a surgery done. I'll also talk about that more in a little bit. So, yeah, it's going to end up being like 6 or 7 months probably of not trying in between this whole thing. But I am still hoping to try in a few months, and I am still kind of on my TTC journey. It's just that right now we're kind of on a pause, kind of on a break of trying to conceive because of medical reasons. It's just not safe for us to at this moment. Yeah, so anyway. Number 5, if you could go back and talk to yourself at the beginning of your TTC journey, what words of encouragement would you give? This is kind of a hard one. I mean, not really, but I don't know what I would have told myself, because I feel like I would have to tell myself, these are the challenges you're going to face. But strictly just encouragement I would give myself. I would just say, hang on, God has a plan, and He's going to make a beautiful story out of what's going on in your life. I know that it is so hard to be going through this struggle of not getting pregnant when you really want to, but just hang on and have faith, and also just enjoy this time with Luke. Enjoy this time with your significant other, because eventually you probably will have a kid, and it's not going to be the same. I mean, it will be great, it will be different in a wonderful way, but just enjoy the season that you're in right now is the advice that I would give myself. So anyway, number 6, any known obstacles or challenges while trying to conceive. So, yes, I have a septate uterus. It is where, actually, if you want to find another YouTuber here another person on YouTube who has a similar situation, look up Missy Lanning. She's pretty popular here on YouTube, and she actually had a septate uterus as well. If you pretend that your uterus is like just a ball, there is a wall right down the middle, and that is the septum. And some people only have a little bit of a septum that it comes down from the top, and it's just maybe part way. Mine is complete. It goes down through the uterus and through the cervix as well, down into the cervix. And so I'm actually getting a surgery done here in a few weeks, which is crazy, to get that removed. They're going to go in and remove that septum and make one nice big open room for a future baby to grow in, instead of just like a little half room, half situation. So anyway, yeah, we found out about that after my miscarriage. Well, actually before I miscarried, but during my pregnancy, because I started bleeding during my pregnancy, and it was really, really scary. It was heavy bleeding. It was not just spotting. I mean, it started out as spotting, but it turned into heavy bleeding within a day, and it was bad. So I went to my doctor and I basically demanded that I get checked out. So they did an ultrasound and they found out that I had a septate uterus. That's what they thought. They couldn't really diagnose it for sure that day. I ended up having to have an MRI to definitely diagnose it. But yeah, we found out that day pretty much that I had a septate uterus. I probably need surgery. And my baby was on the left side of my uterus, and the right side we thought was just freaking out from the hormones, and that's why it was bleeding, and that probably was part of it, but the bleeding was probably also my miscarriage. And so that's how we found out. And yeah, so I've known since December that I have this condition and I need to get it taken care of. It's a congenital thing, so when I was in my mom's womb, when I was a baby, that's when this happened, because when I was forming my two, I think they're called Mullerian ducts or something. Anyway, two tubes that form your uterus that fuse together, they didn't fully fuse, and there's a wall then in the middle. I'm trying to make it look like a complete wall, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. And if not, look into it. It's kind of interesting. So anyway, number 7, how many sticks do you pee on a cycle? Ovulation prediction kits and pregnancy tests. So I don't take too many pregnancy tests unless I really think I'm late, I might be pregnant. I took so many pregnancy tests when I was pregnant because I didn't get a positive, like a really good positive, for a long time. And I had a few faint ones, but they were so faint that I was like, really? Is this really a thing? I didn't believe it for the longest time, even though now I realize you're not going to get anything if you're not pregnant, basically, or if there's something crazy going on in your body. So anyway, but on an average cycle, usually my cycles are on 29 days, so if I get to like 30, 31, I might take a pregnancy test, but I try not to take too many of those. But I do take ovulation tests, predictor tests quite often to track my cycle, so I probably take about 4 or 5 of those per cycle. That's why I buy the big packs that are really cheap, and the Clinical Guard ones on Amazon. I totally recommend those ovulation tests and pregnancy tests. Especially, it's just fun to see the progression of the lines. So anyway, I recommend that. I feel like I'm talking a lot, so I'm trying to get through these now. Number 8, how many times a cycle do you ask someone else to squint at your sticks asking if they see a line? Not often. Once again, when I was pregnant, I had 2 or 3 days, I think, where I was getting these faint lines, but nothing really that positive. And really from my faint lines to my good positive, it wasn't like there was a transition. It was like really faint. Oh, there it is. Like, oh, I'm pregnant. And so, which was really cool in a way. But because there wasn't that progression, I did ask Luke, my husband, a few times with those really faint ones. I was like, do you see this? What do you think? And neither of us, neither he nor I were like, oh yeah, you're pregnant. It was like, what is happening? Who knows? Might have a baby in there. So anyway, that was the only time, but most cycles I do not ask Luke to look at my ovulation tests or anything. Number 9, earliest DPO you tested. I don't know. Honestly, sometimes I have taken pregnancy tests, I think as early as day 7, but I never really knew I was pregnant. I don't know what day it was, honestly, past ovulation that I got my positive with my pregnancy. It was probably somewhere around day 10, I think, 10 or 11. So anyway, but I do test early sometimes, and then it's like, what's the point? I'm not getting anything. But anyway, number 10, natural or medicated birth. So I have never given birth. My only pregnancy, I had a miscarriage, unfortunately. That was really hard, but moving past that, in the future, I will probably have a medicated birth, honestly. My sister had a pretty much natural birth. She wasn't allowed to have an epidural, and so the only thing she did towards the end of her labor was they gave her like laughing gas, basically. They gave her like a little mask, but she had to hold it herself up to her face during labor. And so she really didn't use that much of it, and it wasn't until the very end. So kudos to her. But for me, I think with my first, if I can have an epidural, I probably will get one. I would like to try to make it for a while without any pain meds, just to see, you know, how far I can go. I'll probably be like dilated 2 centimeters and be like, give me the drugs. But maybe with a future pregnancy, maybe with like my 2nd or 3rd child, if I deliver 3 children, we'll see what happens in the future. I'm not going to try to plan it all because it's all in the Lord's hands. I've learned the hard way. You cannot plan these things. But anyway, maybe with the 2nd or 3rd, when hopefully labor's a little bit faster and a little bit easier, hopefully. Maybe on one of those births I would try to go without medicine, but I don't think I would do that with my first. I think the first one I just want to have a healthy delivery, and if that means with medicine, that means with medicine. So anyway, and then number 11, the last one, OB or midwife. I see an OB. I love my OB. I think she is amazing, and the office that I'm at has many OBs, and some are men, some are women. I have my main one who is a woman, and then I have another one that I saw one time, but it was actually when I miscarried, and she was the one that came in and talked to me about it. And so anyway, that is my TTC tag. Thanks for watching. Sorry this was a longer video. If you want to know more, learn more, whatever, I will have I have a TTC playlist that I actually need to update soon. I have a lot of videos on this kind of stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to join on the journey with me. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless. Bye.